This is the lockpicking lawyer and...
No, lockpicking lawyer, stop. Silence. Silence, lockpicking lawyer. Okay, just kidding. Now we're watching lockpicking lawyer. It's a couple of like short clips of lockpicking lawyer. Should Robot Walter also sing? No. No, Dolphins, no. Walter is I actually don't really know what he would be. Technically his, sorry, I'll wait for a second. But no, it wasn't directed at you, Rom, although I did look at it. Technically, Walter is, his accent is Welsh. But then again, Walter's also based off a cat that I had over here, so I don't know. Speedrunning opening locks? Yeah, let's go. All right, going back to... What is this title? Manipulating my tiny... Okay, well now I know it's an April Fool's video, but lockpicking lawyer, let's go.
This is the lockpicking lawyer, and what I have for you today is one of the most treasured cylinders in my collection, and one that I don't often share publicly. In fact, I normally only show it to my wife. It goes by many different names, but my favorite is that used by the French, so that is what we will use today. It is le coq. Now, I have had this cylinder for...
It would be the French pen.
...for literally as long as I can remember. In fact, I vividly recall playing with it all the time when I was younger.
Oh.
And you can see from the condition that this cock has seen some hard use over the years. If you're familiar with cock cylinders, you may be thinking right about now that mine is a little on the small side. And it's true. This is only about 2.35 inches long, which makes it the smallest cock that I have ever seen. But even so, it never fails to put a smile on my face, and I've come to terms with the fact that I'll probably never have a bigger one. Now, manipulating the cock, like most other cylinders, does require a deft touch. With too much or too little force, nothing will happen, and likewise, you need to know exactly where and how to twist and push if you're going to be successful.
Like a bop it.
But with all the time I've spent with this cock over the years, I have become a true master at manipulating it. So let me show you how it's done. I like to grasp the cylinder firmly with my left hand, wrapping my fingers tightly around it. And with that same hand, I apply a clockwise torque. Now that torque is pretty firm at first, but during the course of the manipulation, I tend to subconsciously vary and pulse the pressure depending on how it feels.
Okay.
With my other hand...
He's left-handed? How did you notice that, Ron? That's crazy.
Start at the tip of the cock and slowly tease the tips of the pins up, using a firm pulsing motion. And I like to work my way towards the back of the cock and then repeat those motions over and over again until we get the desired result. So let's see if we can do that right now.
Okay.
Now, I normally narrate when I do this, but when I manipulate this cock, I tend to lose my concentration. So, we're not going to do that today.
Maybe because it's really intricate. You can't just insert things in the tip. It's crazy. He's focused, Chad. He's focused.
There we go. It tends to catch me by surprise every now and then.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, it never gets old. So normally, I'd take this apart right now to show you what's inside, but the prospect of permanently damaging my cock is frankly unthinkable, so I'm not going to risk it. That means that's it for today. If you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below.
Oh my God.
If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a great April 1st. Bye.
That is great. It's a delicate device not to be manipulated carelessly. It's finicky. Oh boy, it's finicky. You can't destroy it. Very delicate. Very fragile.
Bye.
Are you gonna go to the next video?
This is the lockpicking lawyer and about...
Stop! I see the title. Stop. This is too sussy for me. Oh my God. Why is he like this? Oh my God.
About a year ago, I showed you my absolute favorite cylinder. This well-used, albeit somewhat short cock. Now, if you'd like to see more of my cock, I'll leave a link to that year-old video in the description below. But today is all about the favorite of Mrs. Lockpicking Lawyer. And while she does like my cock, it is not her favorite. Her favorite is one that she actually had even before I knew her.
Oh,
though it never
really?
got any use until after we met. At least that's what she tells me. If you saw the title to this video, then you know that it is, of course, her beaver. Now, I have been avidly interested in beavers since I was a teenager.
What?
But over the years, no two beavers that I've ever seen have been exactly alike. So, let's take a closer look at my wife's beaver.
Not to worry about. Stop. This is crazy. Look, oh my god.
The most obvious feature is the large opening in the center.
Oh my
But
god.
if we take a closer look, we'll see something that a lot of guys miss. There's a small hood-shaped feature at the 12 o'clock position.
I'm fucking sweating,
man. If you're going to manipulate a beaver, you're going to have to give that area special attention.
No.
Another notable property is the wrinkled surface all around the main opening. Not all beavers have that. In fact, I have another beaver that I keep on the side. My wife doesn't know about this one.
Doesn't know about it.
Let's take a look at it. You'll see that this one is perfectly smooth on the outside.
Nothing. What's wrong is the lock. Nothing wrong here. He's being very, very delicate with this beaver. You know what I mean? It's just you gotta really understand where he's coming from. It's from his wife. You know what I mean? Side beaver scandalous. A little bit. We should probably tell her about it. You know, she'd probably want to know. That's a nice beaver.
That's actually pretty common on the newer beavers.
Oh, the newer one.
Let's hide this one away and then see what it takes to get into my wife's. Now, from experience, I can tell you that a generous squirt of lube will make this process go much easier.
Oh.
So let's do that now. And we're going to work that in to get it very slick on the inside.
What is this thing even used for?
Now that it's well lubricated, I'm going to take out my tool. Now it looks a little bit on the big side. In fact, when my wife first saw it, she didn't think it would fit.
Oh.
But after that squirt of lube we gave it
PSA
earlier,
do not use
it should
WD-40.
slip right in. But before I show you that, a word about technique. I'm going to be using a firm thrusting motion together with a small twist. Not everyone does it that way, but I find that technique very effective. Okay. Let's get started.
When it comes to locks, never leave your side beaver with the main one. Makes life much easier. Yes. They can't meet each other.
As you can see, it is disappointingly fast and easy to get into my wife's beaver.
Wow.
In any case, that's all I have for you today. If you do have any questions
Please
or
don't tell me the
comments
whole
about
compilation's
this,
like this.
please
I'm
put them
gonna
below.
lose it.
If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe and have a great April 1st.
Can't believe he'd do this.
This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and on this
What is this? So he's him because he's a natural? Oh my god, Rob. Well, getting into my ex-girlfriend's back door. Well, all right. I guess you didn't, you know.
Panel, I've demonstrated how to penetrate some of the most secure equipment out there, usually using some very simple tools. But it's almost always done right here on my desk. It's a controlled environment that might not be equivalent to field conditions. So today, I'm taking you on the road with me. You see, I just got a call from my ex-girlfriend who's having a problem. Her new boyfriend is apparently having trouble getting in her back door.
Yikes.
It's really tight, and she told him to stop trying because all he was doing was pushing really hard, and she was afraid something would break. But she remembered that when we were dating, I used to go in through her back door all the time.
Oh.
This is a picture of her back door. She just sent it to me, and I don't see any reason why this should be a problem. Frankly, it looks looser than it was back when we were dating. So, while her boyfriend's at work, she asked me to come over and see if I could help her loosen things up. I, of course, agreed, so long as I could get it on video and share it on this channel. So, let's drive over.
She's single. Stop.
And see if we can get in her back door without breaking anything.
Looks clean.
Okay, folks, here we are, and I have...
I don't think it looks clean. It's got some brown specks over there. Oh, I need to swap out the lock and a smoke. Stop. It's too too much for me. I can't handle this. Oh my god.
To say that my ex-girlfriend's back door is
Ugh.
far dirtier than it ever used to be back when we were dating.
Yeah.
It seems to have been neglected pretty
Extra
badly,
flavor?
but
Oh,
I'm
no, I'm gonna
actually
throw up.
glad to find it this way. So you can see why I always keep baby wipes handy whenever I do anything like this.
Valid.
So let's get one out and wipe all of this brown residue away.
That's insane. It's gotta keep
this
things
is
clean.
pretty dirty. It might be a 2-wipe job.
2-wipe job. Don't hurt the back door. Understandable. I mean, kind of need it, so. Look at the paint's chipping off. The glasses.
Now that we have the outside just a little bit cleaner, it's time to flush out the inside as well. And because we need to lubricate this anyway, I'm going to flush out the main opening with a good bit of lube.
Yeah, be
We just
gentle.
need to
Kind
be
of
sure
very
to
important.
keep a towel underneath that opening so we don't make a mess.
Smart. Don't want to make a mess.
Here it makes a lot of sense to be generous with that lubricant. Back doors tend to be neglected,
Oh.
so you can't have too much.
Humans are killing me.
Okay, we
It's
are
a
almost
lot.
ready, but before I go any further, I need to put on some rubber for my own protection.
Oh, very important. Yep. So you can dirty your key. Understandable. This is a lot for me, Chad.
Now, depending on various factors, I should note that the opening could be in an awkward position. And all I have to say about that is deal with it. It's not uncommon, especially when you're going in through the back door. Now, I can't just shove in my tool. I need to be very gentle and wiggle things into position if I'm going to stand any chance of getting in.
Oh, there you go.
I think we're there. All it needs now is a firm shove, and we are in. Now you need to understand that just because I got in her back door doesn't mean that her boyfriend will be able to as well.
That's
So
sad.
I need to spend some time working it in and loosening it up.
Oh.
But I'm gonna do that off camera, so that's all I have for you today. If you do have
You
any
even
questions
have a
or
rake in
comments
there,
about
hello?
this, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe.
Okay, he can't
and
keep
have a
getting away with
great
this.
April 1st.
There can't be more.
This is the Lockpicking Lore.
Probably boyfriend is a tiny key. Understandable. Well, there's another one, chat. Here we go. There can't be more.
And what I have for you today is something that's really important to myself and Mrs.
That
Lockpicking Lawyer.
beaver's huge.
In fact, it's something she's been playing with since her teens, and she
Oh.
let me first use it on our 3rd date. So I'm sure you've all gotten a good look and can clearly see that it is my wife's beaver. Now, I showed you her beaver a few years ago in video number 862.
Yep.
But I wanted to feature it again because as I read through the comments, I realized that many of you just don't appreciate how versatile a beaver can be. For
All right,
instance,
then.
when they get their hands on a beaver, I know a lot of guys who just load it up as fast as they can and call it a day. But that is a big mistake.
Big
First, before you
mistake.
put anything in the beaver, you have to make sure all the appropriate parts are properly lubricated. Otherwise, you're probably going to do some damage.
Oh,
Then you need to
don't want
give
that.
careful consideration to what you're going to put in the beaver. It is pretty common to see guys put balls like this
Oh.
inside the beaver. And while like most guys, I do have a nice sack of balls, that's getting to be pretty cliche.
His wife
less
must
common
be
and-
very happy. His wife is a huge beaver looking at him envious. I'm losing it, chat. Balls. Very colorful balls. Okay. I'll put the balls in the beaver. Most YouTube guys have no class. I'm sorry, trash. So many balls. Many different types of balls.
Probably healthier option is to put your nuts
Oh.
in a beaver. But again, it's not
My bad, chat. Maybe a better alternative would be nuts. Smart thinking. Smart thinking.
something that really appeals to me.
Oh.
Now, if you're just looking to have fun, probably the best option is to put toys into a beaver.
Oh.
But a word of caution here. If you try to stick toys in a beaver and those toys are too big, it is possible, if not likely, that you're going to do damage.
Yeah,
and just as
not
bad,
a good
the
time.
toy can get stuck. So, before trying to stick toys in a beaver, always ask the owner for both permission and instructions. Fortunately, by our 4th or 5th date, my wife figured out that I knew my way around her beaver pretty well. So she gives me a lot of leeway here.
Very
and
educated.
actually encourages me to be creative. So, while I do have a lot of options, my absolute favorite thing to put in my wife's beaver are banana-shaped treats.
I didn't catch that one at first. Banana-shaped treats. It clicked as quite small. Hey, it's his wife's beaver. He can put whatever he wants in it with her consent.
Now, obviously, this small package isn't going to fill up my wife's beaver. And it can be pretty awkward.
He even said it's not going to fill up his wife's beaver. It's crazy work if I can't.
If you don't fill the entire beaver. In fact, it's usually better to have a little left over. So, today...
Yeah, the whodunit for the show is going to be great. Small package. Stop.
I am going to stuff my entire 15-pound banana treat package into my wife's beaver.
Oh.
Now, the first...
See, chat, you said it was too small. Now look, now he's packing.
First thing I need to do is take out my tool and insert it into this slit-shaped opening right on the top.
Yikes.
Then I need to jiggle it around for a while. This part can be boring. Just
15
jiggle
pounds,
while
yeah.
giving it a twist. You might not think that can do much, but if you do it enough, it'll turn this little slit-shaped opening into a large gaping one.
Wow. They do say
And
good things come in small
just
packages.
how wide I
good
opened
for
up my wife's beaver, and it is clearly going to be a lot easier to jam in this huge package.
Yeah.
However, at my wife's request, I'm not going to show that part on camera.
Oh.
So that's all I have for you today. If you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe and have a great April 1st.
There's no way, right?
This is the...
Okay. All right. I see where you're... Okay. All right.
lockpicking lawyer, and just because you can get into something doesn't
quieter than normal?
necessarily mean that you should. At least that's the specific advice that comes to mind today. You see, what I have for you today is something that many women consider to be...
It's quieter? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to raise it a little bit. I was going to say, it seems really quiet to me.
...the epicenter of their most intimate moments and thoughts. These go by several names, which range from clinical to downright inappropriate, but looking at these, I think we'll use the term kitty for obvious reasons.
Kitty, yeah.
I have 3 kitties to show you. This one belongs to Mrs. Lockpicking Lawyer, and you'll notice it's a nice rosy pink and quite furry. You can't tell this on video, but it also has a nice fresh watermelon scent to it.
Oh.
This one belongs
It's still quiet. Unfortunately, it's as loud as it goes.
A neighbor of mine, a very friendly girl who works as a dancer. You'll notice her kitty is even more furry than my wife's, but she's also decorated it with glitter. That's quite unusual. In my experience, you'll either find kitties...
How did you get the neighbors? Never mind, I don't want to know.
...that are furry or kitties decorated with glitter.
Uh-huh.
Finding both together is rare, though I've heard it was a bit more popular back in the 70s. Even so, I understand this kitty is quite well used, so apparently it does have some appeal.
Oh.
This last kitty belongs to my ex-girlfriend, and unlike the first 2, this one is perfectly smooth on the outside. I understand that's becoming more popular these days. Also, unlike the first 2, this one is not pink on the outside. However, if we look carefully into these folds, we can clearly see it's pink on the inside.
Okay.
That pink coloration on the inside is fairly universal If we look into my wife's kitty, we can certainly see some pink in there.
Okay.
And moving over to my neighbor's kitty, well, that one's more of a purple color.
Oh my
I've
God.
never seen that, but I've heard that can happen with
You probably helped unstuck the neighbor's back door as well, as at least I would do. Oh my God, Alan.
excessive use.
We're learning so much, yeah.
Only a few people will ever get inside of any particular woman's kitty, and that's because they're kept closed unless you first get into their hearts.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
I, of course, have the key to my wife's heart, so getting into her kitty is fairly routine. I do it often, and it usually doesn't take more than a few
Oh my
seconds,
God, girl.
though my wife does seem to prefer when I take my time.
Okay.
That said, when I first met my wife, I did not have a key and found getting in quite difficult. I had to figure out exactly where to touch and how to manipulate to get in. If I recall correctly, I spent a fair bit of time with my tool in this hole.
Oh.
Strangely, it did nothing at all. But
Nothing?
when I squeezed my tool into this tiny little crevice, it seemed to pop right open. So that's what I've been doing ever since. Similarly, my ex-girlfriend's kitty is also kept tightly shut unless you first find your way into her heart.
That's a tiny tool.
I'm not sure if I remember exactly how to do it, but let's give it a try. I put my tool into this tight little hole in the bottom. And there we go. It took a little bit more time than it used to, but I suspect with some practice, I could be getting into this kitty fairly regularly.
What?
Okay, moving on to the kitty decorated with glitter.
Okay.
You'll notice that this one is not guarded by the owner's heart.
Oh.
When I first encountered a glittered kitty, I have to admit I tried every technique I could think of to get in, and nothing seemed to work.
Yeah,
However,
just can't.
I noticed something strange that might help you if you ever run into a glittered kitty. When I put away my normal tool and took out a little bit of gold, it opened up surprisingly fast. I still haven't figured out why that is, but let's give it a shot.
Always helps when you find the sweet spot of the lock, yeah.
Okay,
you got a bigger tool, understand.
We got into that very quickly using some gold.
Gold it is.
One additional note, you'll notice that when I get into a kitty covered in glitter, always make sure that your tool is covered in rubber. Now, having shown you a few kitties belonging to
We're watching a video on how to pick lock diaries. He's getting into a woman's kitty. He explained the whole thing. You gotta watch the whole video to understand.
The question arises, do men have something similar?
Oh,
well, in fact,
good question.
Do, but they don't quite fit in on this channel because unlike women's kitties, the male equivalent is extraordinarily easy to access.
Oh.
I actually borrowed a few from friends of mine to show you. You'll notice there's nothing stopping you from accessing any of them. I'm not sure why they're so different. One curious observation I had, though, is they're all about the same size, roughly 6 inches. I find that strange because comparing it to mine, mine's about 8 inches.
Wow, that's crazy.
I thought that was normal. I guess not. In any case, that's all I have for you today. If you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below. If you like this video,
flexing on the rest of us, yeah,
like it,
a little bit.
Subscribe and have a great April 1st.
Is there another one?
This is the Lockpicking Lawyer.
Okay, this is a little louder, so I'm going to lower the volume a little bit. My 36-inch. Okay, let's. You guys can read. It's lying because I once said there was a big ones. Hello.
And several years ago, I produced a series of videos showing how to twist popular padlocks off their hasps using my 24-inch pipe wrench. And to be sure, it was a very effective attack, though it did have its limits. One of which was due to the fact that I was using a relatively low-quality pipe wrench from Harbor Freight. So, before we continue the series, it seems pretty clear that I need a better tool. I asked my friends if they had any candidates. My friend Tony offered the use of his 8-inch Wang.
Okay.
Now, normally,
very nice Wang
would be more than enough for any standard job, something like laying pipe. but it just doesn't give enough power for what I want to show you. And as you can see, being only 8 inches long, it doesn't seem to have seen much use. Then my friend Trevor offered the use of this one. It is 10 inches long and rigid. Like Tony's Wang, a 10-inch rigid is more than enough for most sturdy jobs, and it'll likely do well. But again, it seemed a little short for me. Moving up in size, I was offered this 14-inch Johnson by my friend Rob. Now, it might be long enough, but you'll notice this bend at the head of the tool. It's my understanding that quite a few Johnsons have a bend in them just like this one. And I'm told it can be awkward or even uncomfortable. Because of that, I tend to avoid bent Johnsons. Finally, my friend Nick offered the use of his 4-inch long King Dick. Now.
All right. Bends are bad. Yeah, it can be a little painful. Write that down. It's important. It's important.
I think we all know that 4 inches isn't really enough to get the job done.
Oh, so sad.
I tried to tactfully tell Nick, and he was quick to point out that if you play with it, it does get a bit longer.
Oh, hold up.
But only about 1/4 to half an inch. Not enough for our purposes. To his credit, though, Nick's offering did remind me that I, too, have a King Dick, and it might be perfect for the job. My King Dick, however, is a full 36 inches long. Now, I've used my King Dick to lay...
British made, by the way. British made.
In the past. You can clearly see that it's well used and it can be extremely effective. But I've never shown my King Dick on video or publicly, so I feel obligated to issue a few words of caution.
Appreciate it.
When using a tool this big, you have to be really careful. The power of a 36-inch tool should never be underestimated.
Yeah, well,
if you carelessly swing around a 36-inch King Dick, you can do a lot of damage. Maybe
see,
even
hollow nose, that's gonna break something, 100%. It's too much.
Wreck a home with it. So, being careful not to do too much harm, let's go see the damage that my 36-inch King Dick is capable of inflicting.
Wow. Not American or Brazilian, so I'm not impressed with the... Yeah, it's just destroying. Oh, yeah, destroyed. Okay. Didn't stand a chance. Wait. Oh, no. It's got a little bit of force in there. Whoa. Okay. Yeah. Ooh. It is definitely destroying the outer part of it. Not a good time. Ugh. Look at all the scrapes on the metal. I never knew you could just do this with locks, though. That's terrifying.
Well, I think it's pretty clear that my 36-inch long King Dick is a supremely powerful tool.
Yeah.
But
he's been
as
expert
I was
with a
testing
giant
it out, Mrs. Lockpicking Lawyer walked in and watched me work. Afterwards, it was suggested that my King Dick wasn't a particularly versatile tool. She then challenged me to get into her beaver using nothing but my King Dick. Since I never backed down from a challenge, let's go give that a try.
No.
Okay, folks, as you saw, getting into Mrs. Lockpicking Lawyers with my King Dick wasn't particularly hard.
Well, he did get in.
I'll admit to being a little surprised to finding some semen inside.
Okay. 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 Semen. Oh my god. Yeah, he definitely smashed that beaver. All right, buddy.
I don't think this semen's mine.
Oh.
In any case, that's all I have for you today. Well, I thought that's all I had for you, but my friend Nick saw this video early and was a bit upset that I dismissed the utility of his 4-inch king dick.
Oh, sorry.
So, to redeem his tool, he offered to show how well it can get into his wife's furry kitty. Let's give that a try.
I thought that was his wife's. Huh. Oh, that just...
Well, I'm not sure it's anything to write home about, but I suppose a 4-inch king dick can be effective, at least in limited circumstances. But to be honest, I'm not sure 4 inches is enough to get the job done. In any case, that's all I have for you today. If you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below.
It did
If you
the
like
job,
this video
bro.
and would like to see more like it, please
for the neighbor's
subscribe.
wife.
And as always, have a great April 1st.
Okay, is there one more?
This is
Oh,
the
God.
Lockpicking
Beating my one-eyed monster. What?
Lawyer, and what I have for you today is a real hands-on job. I'm going to show you what it takes to beat my one-eyed monster.
I don't get this one.
As an added bonus, I convinced a friend of mine to let me play with his one-eyed monster on camera as well. Now, before we go too deep into this, I should note that there are obvious similarities and differences between my friend's one-eyed monster and my own. Both are quite a handful and have a curved shaft, a large bulbous protrusion, and of course this small slit at the end. Both of them are also rock hard with a slightly soft...
Never heard it referred to as a one-eyed monster. I know what it means now, but I've never heard it referred as that.
soft covering on the outside.
Okay.
That's where the similarities end. Where mine is smooth and almost leathery in appearance, my friend's one-eyed monster is veiny, purplish, and has these small pustules or sores on it.
Ew.
I've never seen anything like those sores on my one-eyed monster, and my friend wouldn't tell me anything about how he got them, other than to say something under his breath about a girl named Karma. But enough said about that, because the question remains,
it wasn't
how do
Chaka
you
this
beat
time?
the one-eyed monster?
Yeah.
As you might imagine, there are lots of different methods that I've tried to get mine to pop. I've even done it left-handed, but I'll show you the ways that I think work best, and those are rapid stroking and, of course, a slower probing approach. I'll show you the rapid stroke.
Yeah, seek medical advice if you have pustules on your one-eyed monster, chat. Yeah, he's got to get that checked properly.
Stroking method on my friend's one-eyed monster, and we're going to use the well-known 3-step approach. Get a firm grip.
Firm grip.
Establish a brisk rhythm, and the critical thing to remember is don't stop until it pops. I can't say that enough. Get a firm grip, good rhythm, and don't stop until it pops. Let's give it a try.
I'm okay.
Just like that, it popped in my hand. Okay, now we'll try the slower probing approach on my one-eyed monster.
Okay.
This method emphasizes a more gentle application of force, but like the rapid stroke method, a firm grip is essential. Now, this might take a little bit more time and teasing to get it to pop, but it is also very effective.
Not as aggressive.
Okay, I can tell we're pretty close. This should be popping in my hand at any moment now.
Never heard popping in my hand, but all right.
And there we go.
There we go.
Now, if you want to beat the one-eyed monster even faster, there is the deep thrust method, which is exceptionally fast and effective. All you really do is jam your tool into the little slit and wiggle it vigorously.
I don't know if that's good advice.
Of course, you're going to need a tool that can reach all the way in, and not everyone.
You guys be aggressive with one-eyed monster? At least telling us. No. Do not Gem anything. So modern monster can be very fast or slow. This is crazy. Chad's sweating a little bit. Please see a doctor for one monster who remains stiff and locked up for longer than 4 hours. Stop. Oh my god. Sometimes you need to make sacrifice for science, Chad. I'm losing it.
One has that.
Oh.
Okay, one final method for beating the one-eyed monster.
Okay.
And this focuses on the shaft. For this,
Oh.
you need something that can wrap around the shaft, and then you push and twist around the shaft, and eventually, if you do it right, it will pop in your hand.
Oh, okay.
All right, folks, as you saw, there are lots of ways to beat the one-eyed monster. And keep
Lots
in
of
mind
ways.
that everything I just showed you can also be done left-handed if you just want to try something that feels a little different. In any case, that's all I have for you today. If you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a great April 1st.
Okay.
This is the...
Oh, here we go, chat. There can't be any more than this, right? We can't keep getting away with this, right? Oh my god.
Lockpicking lawyer, and every once in a while, I like to take a few minutes to show you how I use my skills to defeat the challenges that I encounter in my everyday life.
Everyday life,
you see, Mrs. Lockpicking lawyer and I like to enjoy, well, let's call it an active lifestyle. And oftentimes, that includes her strapping her gear around her waist before we go to town. And what she straps on really lets us have a good time without worrying about holding on to the things that she likes to use.
Nice colors.
I'm talking about something that I think every active couple should be using often, even though people tend not to talk about it. That is, of course, a fanny. Now, as you can see, my wife's fanny is quite, well, it's furry, but I like it that way. And if you were to feel it, I think you'd be very impressed with just how silky smooth it is. Of course, not all fannies are like this. This is a smooth and tanned fanny that my wife's best friend often lets me use. They look very, very different, but essentially they serve the same function. The smooth, furless fanny is much newer, and you can see it's not well broken in yet. That'll come with time and use. The more you use it, the faster a fanny will loosen up. Despite their differences, though, the fannies essentially serve the same function. There is a hood-like feature that goes over the top, but most importantly, there is this slit-like main opening. And that is what I am always trying to get into. Now, I'm not afraid to admit that sometimes when Mrs. Lockpicking Lawyer straps one on and we're off having fun...
Yeah, this is, his wording is pretty impeccable. It's educational. Especially gold when you're watching, but only listening. The casual tone to his voice sells it, and you look over and you're like, oh, okay.
Fun. I have a pretty hard time getting into my wife's fanny. I don't know if it's just me. You see, for my wife, as you might imagine, her fanny is easy. She reaches right into the slit and swipes it like a credit card. Sometimes it takes a few tries, but there. That's all there is to it.
Okay.
On a side note, my wife's fanny has these pink folds on the inside. I haven't seen the inside of a lot of women's fannies, but my understanding is that's fairly common. Anyway, for me, it is much harder than it is for her. So I thought I'd share a few tips and tricks for getting into my wife's fanny after she strapped one on. The thought being that maybe it would help a few of you folks out there. If we look carefully, we can see there are two main options when it comes to my wife's fanny. We can use the slit on the front, or we can flip it over and use this tiny, tight little opening on the rear. Either will get the job done for me, though personally, I prefer using the rear opening. There's nothing special about it. It's just a matter of personal preference. So I'm going to take my
Didn't
tool
think,
out
okay,
and get
it
to
was
work.
going in that direction, but all right.
I'm not sure what to say other than I just jammed the tool in and wiggle it around pretty aggressively.
Oh.
It might not seem like the most refined technique, but I find that with my wife's fanny, being a little bit rough tends to get the job done fastest.
Well, that's shared information. Okay.
Let's try that one more time just to make sure it was not a fluke.
Not a fluke. Okay.
Okay, folks, as you saw, with some skills, a little bit of aggression, and some effort, getting into my wife's fanny doesn't have to be hard.
No.
That said, you really do have to know what you're doing, and in that regard, I hope this video was helpful. In any case, that's all I have for you today.
Helpful.
If you do have any questions
Look how
or
stretched that
comments
fatty is.
about
I
this,
feel him
please
whole.
put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe.
There
And
can't
as
be more. There's
always,
no way
have
there's
a
any more
great
jokes, right?
April 1st.
Okay, that was it. Holy. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please consider liking and subscribing. If you have any recommendations for future videos, please feel free to leave them in the comments below.